speaking with Catherine at the Step Up for Junket. How are you? How have you been?
I'm so good. It's almost been a year since I auditioned for this, or it has been a year, so it's just awesome that it's all coming to play and it's all full circle, and here we are, and we have the film coming out on Friday, so I'm just so excited.
Well, now most people know you from So You Think You Can Dance. We saw you on season 6, and you came back and did the All-Star and the tour. And what made you think to audition for the movie? Did they come up to you, or you just heard about it?
Yeah, I'm with a dance agent who I signed with when I was still living in Georgia, and then I ended up moving out and did So You Think You Can Dance, a motivational speaking tour, and little did I know that those things were preparing me for this role as a storyteller. You know, I had danced on the show where you're always put in a position to tell a story, you know, and you have 6 hours to do it, so it's a lot of pressure, you know, and so that helped me to be a storyteller, whereas the speaking helped me to be vocal and be like, you know what, I was always so afraid to kind of speak out, but I realized that I have a story to tell, and that's okay, and I have a powerful voice, and I had to have the courage. So with those two things together, I was asked to do this dance, or this Step Up audition, not thinking anything was coming from it. I just thought I was going to go in there and try to conquer a new challenge and audition. And 4 auditions later, I get a call from the director, and he tried to trick me and act like I didn't get it, Scott Spear, and him and Adam Shankman and Jennifer Gibgot were on the line, and they tricked me, and then they were like, you've got our role to be Emily, and I was just like, I remember my wrist felt weak. I felt sick. I was just like, are you kidding? Because I got through the audition and I didn't even think, like, what if I actually get it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what challenges did you find going from a dancer and then out dancing, you know, it's a dance movie, but acting now?
The hardest thing was, it's not as physical. Acting isn't, and it's everyday life. Dance is a little more exaggerated, and as human as it is, it's a little bit more planned and dramatic. So I think the hard thing, I'm very in tune with my emotions, and very in tune with connecting to other people. So that wasn't a problem for me, but it was to have an X on the ground and say, okay, stand on that spot and go. And I'm like, no, but I want to use the whole part. Like, I want his spot and her spot, but you only have one place you understand. So that was difficult. It's like, where do my hands go? Because most of the time they'd be like up here in different places. So learning how to find emotion without physicality.
Cool. Now, what can you tell us about your character, Emily?
So I play Emily Anderson, and she's just in a place in her life where her and her father moved from Ohio. That's all they've really ever had. So their love is strong, but they don't completely understand each other. Whereas her father doesn't see dances, and it's played by Peter Gallagher, if I hadn't said that. He doesn't think it could be anything more than a hobby. And it's not because he doesn't support her, it's because he loves her, and he doesn't want to see anything that she wants to do, her dreams crushed. He doesn't want to see that, so he's trying to make her go the safe route a little bit. And so Emily's kind of just searching for who she is and what she wants, not what she's supposed to do, because that's what she's always done. And so through meeting Sean and seeing his mob, she finds freedom in her dancing, and she realizes that a dream of hers is not to just become a professional dancer, but it's to find purpose in what she does and find love for the first time. And she finds that, and I think she also finds a greater love in the relationship with her father, because they have a greater understanding.
And what was it like working with Ryan? Well, both of you, it's your first feature for you, your first feature for him. What was it like? Such a good chemistry. What was it like?
Ryan's incredible. He really, really is. And he's just a really down-to-earth, humble guy. And he went in with such an open mind that he didn't come in with, oh, I got this part, I'm good, whatever, but he was just kind of like, I've never danced before, and this is my first acting job, I want it to be really good, and I want to share this journey with you. And I was the same way, and because we were so open and vulnerable and just honest about the pressure, or the good times, the hard times, that it made us have a lot of trust, and we could look at each other and we could read each other, because we're so similar in the way we can get in our head or whatever. So I would look at him and I'm like, you got this, like, figure it out, you got it. And to have somebody that's right there with you, I think it brought the best out of us.
Good. Now it's 4 different choreographers. Now, what was it like working with the 4 of them? Each one had their different style, and how was it doing all the setup?
It's crazy because it's like a So You Think You Can Dance film. It's insane because almost all of the choreographers, I think actually all of them have choreographed on So You Think. Travis was the contestant as well, you know, and so going into it, I had worked with a lot of them before already, but it was neat to do it in a completely, like a different setting where there was a little bit more time. Where when you're on state thinking dance, you have 6 hours to perfect a routine and show it to the world. When you're doing a film, we had a month to get all of our flash mobs down. So I remember I had this anxious feeling of like, whoa, this is a lot of choreography. I've got to get it down. And I was like, hold on, I got a month. I'm okay. You know, so it's a different energy, but I loved being in, especially with Travis, because I had spent so much time with him and his assistants Teddy and Nick Lazzarini, and we just explored movement. And it just felt like we had a master class and like improv class going on for every single day for that whole month, and it was incredible.
Now, how hard was it to do the dancing in the sand?
Okay, here's the thing. Who really would dance in the sand with wedges on? That was the thing. I was like, Scott, are you sure I have to wear wedges? I'm gonna fall. And he was like, Kat, you gotta wear the heels. You got to. It makes you stand different. And I was like, okay, you're right. And so I feel like for most of the dancing, the hardest part was the environment that we were in and the heels that I had to wear. But I kind of just got used to it, and it's like when your adrenaline hits, because you know this is like your shot and you have to make something happen, you kind of forget about how hard it is, and you don't feel any pain. So like if you fell or whatever had happened, you just get right back up. So it ended up working out great, and I tore those shoes up. But it was fun. Like we did it, And
it wasn't easy for you. There's a lot of familiar faces. We had Tony and Twitch, and it's like, so you dance reunion. Was it easier for you going into it, knowing some of the dancers, or was it just still as challenging? Or
yes and no. I think it was really nice to have people who have, especially Twitch, who I've danced with on So You Think You Can Dance, and we've seen each other at more vulnerable states and pressure. So it was nice to have a support system that way, someone who I knew got me and understood me. But for the most part, I didn't really know many of the other people at all. And so, yeah, I loved having Twitch being there with me, but I also enjoyed it being a completely new experience, because I feel like sometimes when you're thrown into a situation when you know people, your old habits of life come up. But when you're in a situation where no one really knows you, all you do is move forward from where you are. And so it's almost like it's this challenge, and you take it on and you become a different person, and from there you take what you learned and you go back home and you're like, okay, how does this relate to my reality and real life? And you become so much stronger. So it was neat to have to get to know a lot of different people.
And lastly, what do you want fans and people who watch as a takeaway from this film?
Hopefully after this, because this is, I really think it's powerful, and they can say, it's step up 4, really? Like step up the 4th one and it's flash mobs? What do you mean? I think it's really going to surprise people, because it does have a powerful message, and I think what people connect to, especially with dance, is that it stands for something. And I think everybody is just in life trying to find a purpose. Why are we here? You know, what are we doing? You know, you want to feel like your life is meaningful and it's worth something. And so to know that, to see Sean and Emily fight for something that they care about, and to know that their gifts are there for a purpose and a reason, and it's not just a hobby, I think a lot of people can relate whether you've danced or not, and hopefully they can translate that into their own life and circumstances and be empowered to step up, step out.
That'd be great. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time out, and congratulations on the movie.
Yeah.
It's always good to see you.
Good
luck on everything.